welcome to episode 26 of the Seesaw Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Fox, and I am the Kingdom Hearts veteran.
Hi, I'm JoJo. I'm a normie Kingdom Hearts fan.
I'm Zach, and I've only played Kingdom Hearts on the PS3.
The fuck is a Kingdom Hearts?
I don't think they ever played Kingdom Hearts before.
Yeah.
Okay,
Found
so
him on the street.
yeah, so some stuff happened.
A lot of
A little bit of stuff.
I don't think we have anything. Yeah, podcast over.
Yeah. So it's.
Bust out the old post-it notes.
we went from scraping the bottom of the barrel to talking about literally just random shit last time to having too much shit to talk about that I don't think we're going to get to in this one. We're probably going to be splitting
Kingdom
up.
Hearts fuck list.
Yeah, we're probably going to be splitting up all the different news into like multiple stuff because I don't think we're going to get to all of this today. So there was like 50 fucking interviews with Nomura that we gotta get through. We still have to talk about the trailer and such. Mm-hmm. But I think the first thing that I just want to talk about, because I think this is important, is that it's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Is it though?
Yes. Okay. No. People have been. This is actually a topic I want to talk about. People have been. The moment 2018 came out, everyone was like, "It's going to get delayed." Hold the fuck up, guys. All right. So, it's coming out 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know it's coming out 2018. What day? What month? We don't know. If it gets delayed, we won't know. For all we know, the release date is June 2018, right? But then, if it gets delayed to December 2018, we won't know.
Yeah.
We won't care.
I have heard that it's a huge possibility that it gets like internally delayed.
Yeah, but we won't know and we won't care.
But
It's not going to get delayed an entire year. It's not going to get a year jump, even if it does get delayed.
It's going to actually release on January 1st, 2019.
No, because like, even fucking we're going to talk about this, but Nomura has talked about in multiple interviews how like he's very confident in their release date.
Yeah,
like,
trust the monster guy, people.
Yeah, he said that like from the beginning, we're going to be talking about this, but like he said that from the beginning they knew that 2018 was the year they want Kingdom Hearts to release. And it's like, obviously they haven't released the month yet, which is a smart thing, but like I have complete faith in that. I honestly kind of is pissing me off how much people are like, well, it's going to get delayed because Final Fantasy got delayed. It's like, first off, completely different team working on Final Fantasy, and people are also saying, well, 2.8 got delayed, so 3 is going to get delayed. 2.8 literally only got delayed because Final Fantasy got delayed, and
you got to give each game its own spotlight.
Yeah, exactly.
I think for me, I just don't trust any game developers when they give me a date. Like, I've seen
if
so
it's just
many
with
games.
everybody,
Yeah.
then
I just assume every game's going to get delayed, basically, because it happens so often, and especially considering it's Square Enix. Now, I mean, they're giving us a whole year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely think it's going to get internally delayed. Like, I definitely think they're shooting for, like, March, and then...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You think they're shooting for March?
I think obviously they'd like to ship in March, but I think then they're going to delay it to, like, November, December, and then that's... But,
well, we don't know that.
I honestly think they're, like, late 2018. But, anyway.
Yeah. You can just try to get as most content in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. You can keep going. Because for me, I mean, I hope it comes out 2018. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, but, like, for me, I mean...
I guess I wouldn't be... If it did get delayed, then, I'm used to waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I just think every single game, I mean, what was it? It's not just Square Enix, too. I mean, Horizon was delayed till from a late, November date to...
Last Guardian.
That's a thing. I mean, Zelda was more delayed just...
Mighty Number 9!
Yeah. Mighty Number 9 was trash. But, all these games that got delayed from, with the exception of like Call of Duty, because that's because that's just a trash game. Any game that's like good and developers need more time, they have no problem delaying it and taking more time. And delays are always good.
Yeah.
I hope that it gets delayed instead of it shipping like trash.
Yeah. Exactly.
We've said before many times that we hope this game is as good as possible.
Yeah.
So take a delay. I mean, like I said, 2018. I think they've got how do I do math? A year and a half now to hit that.
Exactly.
I mean, and they've been working on this game since 2013. I mean,
that was, but when did they make the engine switch? 2015, I want to say.
It was like early 2014.
So they've been working on this game for 3 years, technically.
Yeah.
3, yeah. I mean, that's a typical game cycle.
Yeah.
3 years. I mean, they have that, engine switch, like we talk about, the kind of that delayed development.
I know how an engine switch is. It's not fun.
Yeah. But and it's like, someone made a thing on a thread on Twitter talking about comparing Kingdom Hearts 3's development to Persona 5, And I don't follow Persona at all. Honestly, I don't even know what the fuck Persona is. Like, I don't know what kind of game it is or anything. I've seen some stuff. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
It's one part dating sim, one part JRPG, one part slice of life anime.
It's all a JoJo ripoff.
Okay. And it's like, I don't remember specifically what it was, but pretty much like that game was in development hell, like big time. But I never heard anybody talking shit about it. Like, I never heard anybody complain or anything, say, oh, it took too long to come out or anything. But apparently that game was in development hell, like big time. But because it's Square Enix, everyone was like, oh, Kingdom Hearts is going to get delayed. But it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, Square Enix kind of shoots themselves in the foot with this by announcing their games 5 years before they're going to come out. Like, I mean, you know, and also delaying almost all their games. I mean,
they honestly don't delay that much
in release and past. I mean, maybe it was just Final Fantasy 15.
The only games that have been delayed recently by Square Enix are Final Fantasy 15, which they had a whole reason. They gave a whole valid reason why it was delayed.
They had a 5.5 minute video on why they delayed it.
And Kingdom Hearts was delayed, but that was not because the game needed to be pushed back. It was literally because Final Fantasy was delayed, and they wanted, like you said, they each to have their own spotlight. So pretty much the only game recently that was delayed was Final Fantasy 15. And that's like the only thing that's been delayed by Square Enix recently.
Still got a day one patch.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that bullshit where we don't want a day one patch. 8 gig day one patch.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, like even, but like I said, it's different teams also. It's not the same people working on Final Fantasy 15 that is working on Kingdom Hearts 3. So it's like, it's completely different people, and literally the only Kingdom Hearts game that has been delayed is 2.8, and that was because of Final Fantasy. That wasn't because the game was like needed to be pushed back. So
just
like
a little bit of IP clashing.
Yeah, and so like they're really, I don't understand why people are so like, well, it's not coming out 2018 because like it honestly like if it does get delayed, it's like okay, fuck me, but like I don't understand why people don't have faith. Like, I mean, it's been coming out forever, and we all like to, you know, poke fun and be like, oh, you know, it doesn't exist. But, like, I mean, this...
Now in development is dead, people. Get over it.
D23 really proved that, like, okay, this game is coming out. It's coming out soon. They showed so much shit that I have so much shit on here to talk about. There were so many interviews, and it's like, this game, and it really showed that, like, it's coming out soon, and I don't understand why people don't have faith in that. But
and then we're gonna see more. It was the next Japan D23, so they got more shit to talk about too.
Tokyo,
and then they said they're
D23 Japan.
Yeah, D23 Japan. That's presumably gonna be kind of like the uncovered thing for Final Fantasy 15, from what people have been like because it's gonna have like its own whole like section, like a whole Kingdom Hearts like thing, rather than, you know, this year it was a whole video game thing with Star Wars and Spider-Man, but it's gonna be like a whole
Kingdom Hearts outshine Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a whole like Kingdom Hearts thing, so it's presumably gonna be like uncovered. That's where they're probably gonna give the like release date and everything.
Maybe they'll have two very handsome dudes up there.
Yeah, it's in Japan though, so you know. But
that fly Greg Miller out there.
I mean, that's another reason why, because that's in like March 2018, I think, right? And so it's like that's also like another thing. I was like, I don't think they're aiming for early 2018 because that's when they're probably going to announce the release date. So it's like I don't think it's coming out early 2018. They don't expect it to be coming out early 2018. So
unless they go out there and it's out now.
Yeah.
So games by the way, you can pick up your copy of Kingdom Hearts 3 after this conference.
It's under your seat.
Yeah.
Check under your seats, everyone.
Yeah, but no,
it's just the case.
But you can pick up the disc at the front desk.
But no,
There is no front desk.
It's actually the bathroom.
It's the more shit all over.
It's the toilet paper.
I know we're not allowed. We can't talk shit about Nomura after he gave that interview. He said
the game's finished. How long can I make it? Can I delay it?
Yeah. But honestly, like in conclusion to that whole thing, I don't understand why people. I mean, the only reason why people are doing it is because it's Square Enix, and it's like, yes, they take a long time on their games, but for one thing, their games are fucking huge and they're really fucking good. Like, especially besides the 1.5, 2.5 like remakes or remixes, remasters, whatever you want to call them, which those were for the most part pretty rushed and kind of shitty ports, but like
they're patching them.
Yeah, they're working on it, but I mean, like they have a handful of bugs. If you go to like the PS2 versions or pretty much any like original copy version of Kingdom Hearts, there's like no bugs. Like you can't find any bugs or glitches like anywhere. Those are super clean games, and it's like they take their time to make them really fucking good, unless they're remastering them and they just want to shit them out. But like the Kingdom Hearts 3 is the same thing. It's like I think this game is going to be like perfect, and
don't jinx it.
No, if you saw that fucking trailer, man, that shit looked fucking bomb. But
well,
those are the only good parts in the game.
I mean, that's just one, one world. I mean, but
I'm talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about gameplay wise. I'm not talking about like story wise. Like story wise is a whole other conversation. That's more like that's not really development of the game.
Like
gameplay wise, I agree.
Yeah,
I'll show you the part where Jar Jar joins your party.
I'm talking about like
you
actual.
can't remove him. So it's actually 3. There's only 3.
Jar Jar kicks out everyone else. Like, imagine you go to, okay, the Star Wars world, you go there, like Luke and Han join your party, and then Jar Jar comes, kicks everyone out, kicks Sora out, and he just plays Jar Jar for the rest of the game.
But no, because I'm talking about game. The story wise is like a whole other conversation about whether we think it's good, which I don't even know if we're going to be able to. I mean, we'll get to a little bit of it, but like that's a whole. Oh, that's like you said. That's more like Nomura's kind of his thing. But I'm talking about actual development of making the game. This game looks fucking fun as shit.
Yeah.
And from like I think that whether the story ends up being fucking terrible or not, which I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
But whether it ends up being shit or not, I think the game itself, actually, skipping cutscenes completely, just actual playing the game is going to be fucking awesome.
It's going to be like Nier Automata 1 story, Nier Automata 2.
It's just going to be Bayonetta 2.
Gameplay in one game.
Yeah, that's a good segue into the trailer, where like all this shit they
It was
did
just
in there
all, it was like 60% gameplay, which was, I think was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just, you get to play, you get to get into the robot, you get to Giga Drill break everything.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, my favorite part of the gameplay portion of that trailer was how open world it's.
I know, right?
Like
It's
okay,
big.
well, there's the part where Sora is on the roof, right, and then he goes to the ground, like which
He
just jumps off.
I don't know if that. I mean, I'm assuming they meant to do that, like in the trailer, but I don't know if like. Just me, when I first watched that, I was like, wait, that kind of looks like you could do that just by mistake. Like, you're supposed to keep going this way, or at least you could go a little bit more over there. But then, like, you go to the ground, and then I was like, all right, they're going to stay in the driveway. Then they go from the driveway to, like, the other part of the front yard, and like, oh my god. Like, I mean, looks like it's, I mean, obviously it's still a linear game. It's not like Final Fantasy 15 open world.
Yeah, like, I'm not expecting side quests.
It's just
I don't
a
want
big
that
environment to do stuff in, which I think is really good for, especially for linear games. Like, you feel like you're exploring, but you're also, like, on a set path, but you can also like diverge, but you'll always find your way back, which is always fun.
Yeah,
and always a good thing,
which I think is really cool. Even in one of the interviews, a direct quote from Nomura here talking about how big the worlds are. He said, rather than having multiple different little worlds, we wanted to make sure we're providing rich gameplay in an individual world. So we put in a lot of effort and allocated a lot of resources to create these worlds, and it would be sad for players not to enjoy the world and breeze right through it. Therefore, we made sure that each of the world is designed so players can take their time and enjoy gameplay that's available. So, and then he also said another one that there are less worlds than in KH2, but the worlds are way bigger than KH2.
How many worlds
technically
are in KH2?
12, I think. Something
so
like that.
Probably be like.
Well, I mean, everyone
something.
needs to skip Atlantica, so there's only 11.
Yeah, but like
so like 7, but they're like twice as big.
Yeah. I'm pretty. From what it seems like, each world is going to be like as long as like 0.2. Because
that's cool.
Because I remember in back when 2.8 was still coming out, Nomura said that that 0.2 was going to be as long as like a KH3 world. But then, so everyone's like, okay, it's going to be like an hour long. But then later in an interview, he was like, so I was looking at a KH3 world, and it's a lot longer than, I expected it to be. And then 0.2 came out, and it's like 3 hours long. So, presumably, and normally for Kingdom Hearts, the worlds are like only an hour long. And then if we're going by KH2, go back to revisit them, they're like another half hour, which... That's another thing. I do hope we have revisits in KH3, but that's a whole other thing.
Olympus Coliseum. So we do have revisits are definitely an option.
Oh well, yeah, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about actual not like KH1 Coliseum where you have to go back. I'm talking about KH2 where it's like you go back and there's more story stuff.
Oh yeah.
But like but I really, I like that honestly. I think because at first I was kind of disappointed because I think a long time ago, Nomura mentioned, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that he said that that Kingdom Hearts 2 was going to have the most amount of worlds out of any game. Yeah. But, and clearly, that's because in the supposed leak, which we're still not 100% sure if that was true or not, he said that Kingdom Hearts 2 was in development at a point where if they couldn't meet a deadline, they just cut it out, so it wasn't it didn't get delayed.
Yeah.
And which that is understandable, but. And it's kind of disappointing to think, okay, we're not going to have as many worlds.
World machine broke.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that's kind of cool because I like you said, I like how the worlds are so much bigger, you know. And I think it'd be cool, you know, like you said, where it's still linear, but it's not necessarily like a straight line. You know, it's a straight line with a little bit of like other deviating paths.
It's like a curved path.
Yeah, and I think that's
like, but you could go from A to B, but you can also go from A to C to B.
Yeah.
Or from A to C to D to C to B to E back to B, and then all the way back to point A.
As I was thinking, like as someone who I love Birth by Sleep.
Oh yeah,
and I love it.
5 seconds long.
Yeah, I love almost for the short world. That being said, I'm kind of excited for these longer worlds because I feel like we can get a more fleshed out story hopefully in the world instead of where it's like you go to the world and then you do like a little chunk or it's basically a Disney movie but condensed down to like half of that and then with added gameplay. I feel like hopefully, and you know what they'll do is they'll give us more story in these worlds, and then hopefully it'll be more interesting. Yeah.
And another thing that I'm pretty excited for is that speaking of, you know, how you said you pretty much would play through the Disney movie, it seems like the worlds are not going to be like we're playing through Disney movie. It's like we're getting additions to the story because both in Big Hero 6 when that was announced back last D23, they said that They didn't show any. All they showed was fucking concept art, which there's actually
never actually seen any like gameplay from that.
Which actually, I'll look for it later. But they mentioned that it's not gonna be the movie. It's gonna take place after the movie, and it's gonna involve like the Baymax that was left in the fucking limbo or whatever, and that's gonna be possessed by darkness and such. And in this one, we know it's gonna be taking place after Toy Story 2, like in between Toy Story 2 and 3, a little bit after 2 and everything. And so Toy Story 1 and 2 have already happened, and so I think that's pretty cool. Because at one point it is kind of cool to just, you know, play through the Disney movies because they're fucking awesome. Yeah. But at the same time, it's almost like we're getting kind of like a canon sequel almost, rather than like, you know, a warped version of it originally where there's Heartless involved. I think that's kind
Sora.
of cool. Yeah.
And Donald and Goofy. Well, no, for me it's like how many times can we play through these same worlds? I mean, not like okay, we got 1, 2, we played through Birth by Sleep. I mean, they had different worlds in each of them. Yeah. For the most part, it's kind of like you're playing through the same, not the exact same story, but you're in the same worlds. And I like how not only are we doing obviously new worlds that are more modern. I mean, of course, this came back. You know, those games came out on the PS2 and the PSP, so of course they're going to be older. Yeah. Lost my train of thought, but I kind of like how they're doing new shit basically, and it looks like for Olympus Coliseum that I mean, obviously in 1 it was literally just that like 3 areas.
Just Olympus Coliseum.
Yeah, it was just Olympus Coliseum, and then in 2 we went into the underworld too, so we got a little more there. But it looks like it's a lot more open. I mean, and you're fighting all the cool like Titans.
You get to go to Thebes.
Yeah. So like it looks like even they're finally expanding. Like so, if they have to bring a world back, I'm glad they're expanding it to new parts.
And judging from that one part where he was climbing like everything Noctis style.
Oh yeah.
We could probably get to the Gate of the Gods.
Which
maybe
there's so much shit here.
Really cool.
You know, get say hi to Zeus and Hera. She's his sister.
Well, that shit's all fucked up. But like, we can actually. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to see the gods there, but like.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to say hi to Zeus.
I mean, like,
I haven't seen Zeus in like forever. It's always Hades. Like I love Hades to death, but like I want to see some Zeus.
You want to see some Zeus?
Yeah, some like good guy gods. Because
cool.
Sora's probably got a really twisted view of gods at this point, after all his clashes with Hades.
True. You think Sora goes to church?
Probably not.
Like on his off. Like
Sora's a devoted Christian.
Sora, yeah. Like he drags Donald and Goofy to church every Sunday, and they get in the gummy ship. They roll up. And
okay, sorry. There is so much shit on my laptop here that it took me that long to find what I was looking for. So we're talking about climbing up walls and shit. Apparently, that's a new thing. Like that, like being able to climb up walls.
That's just a new system altogether.
It's called direct quote from Nomura.
Kind of flow motion.
It actually, yeah, it's based off. It's kind of like based off of flow motion, where it's, you know, with flow motion it was more, like you said, it was hard to control. I never really had that much problems with it.
Speed boost.
Yeah, but he said it's kind of like a different kind of flow motion, but it's not as, you know,
inspired
shitty.
by it.
Yeah. But the direct quote here,
flow motion.
from Nomura. It's a mechanic that we're implementing in Kingdom Hearts 3. The Japanese name is Athletic Flow. I don't know what the English final name is just yet. It's based on the flow motion mechanic, and it's basically revamped and introduced as a new mechanic in Kingdom Hearts 3. You'll be utilizing the environment to propel yourself to an area that you're not normally able to go, or again, running up the cliff during battle. Those can be expected in each of the different worlds you'll be traversing through. So it's one of the 50 new mechanics.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
Spider-Man without the string.
It's different. Like the only one we've really seen so far, I think, is climbing up walls and jumping down and swooshing down. But it's just more like there's so much shit being added in this game that's fucking insane. Like how much little detail they're putting in. Like even
when you break the barriers for a team that's as creative as the Osaka team and plus Nomura, shit's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can tell they're like really excited to be on the PS4. Finally.
Oh yeah,
they're like I guess that will do it too. If you've been stuck on handheld and PS2 for the last 9 games, and then mobile with Unchained Key, like giving someone real power. Granted, the PS4 is kind of old too.
It's like when Andy gets new toys. Woo!
Yeah.
Or when Sid gets a new toy.
The thing, Andy's now a weeaboo.
Yeah. And I figured, but he even said he's talking about how there had been a lot, even going back to different party members and such. Before we had switch out Donald and Goofy to somebody, but now we have up to 5, I think he said here, and he mentioned that he pretty much said that nothing is impossible at this point. Like with the new hardware, anything they want to do is possible. If they want to do anything, it's they can just throw it in at this point.
It's so strong.
Yeah, but we're with KH2, pretty much any of the PlayStation 2 games, they were very limited on what they could do. And there's some stuff that such as having to switch out party members that it's it kind of that doesn't mean it wasn't a fucking awesome game, but it was very limited to what it could do. But now at this point, anything they want to do is possible, and so it's really cool seeing Kingdom Hearts at its full potential.
There's scenes in in the combat where Andy comes and everybody, even the Heartless, collapse.
He also
until they leave.
I like that, when they're in the fighting in the driveway, his mom drives up and just sees all this shit, Heartless this big, running around, little toys, shit out of him. What the fuck is this?
What am I looking at?
It's gonna be a summon.
The Sid, the garbage. He's gonna walk out and look back in.
I want to be able to. Can you summon Andy?
Goom, goom.
Andy doesn't even realize.
You get to summon the dachshund, the dog.
Oh yeah,
you get
Buster, yeah.
Buster. You get to summon him.
It's not even young Buster; it's old Buster.
That's how you get
flops
around.
on everybody.
Yeah. That's how you get around.
You get to ride
Buster, here, boy.
It's the new gummy ship. Just Buster running around.
Buster is actually that breaks the time-space continuum.
No, it's just speaking of the fact that Toy Story is gonna be in Kingdom Hearts. That is something for me. Toy Story. For me, I don't know for anybody that watched our reaction where I had a fucking panic attack. Toy Story is a really special movie to me because growing up, that was one of my favorite movies. Toy Story 2, because I was thinking about this a while back. Where Raiders of the Lost Ark is probably the movie that I've seen the most amount of times in my life. Right under that is probably Toy Story 2. I have seen Toy Story so many fucking times, and it is such a special and nostalgic movie to me. And it finally being in Kingdom Hearts is so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And so I'm just I'm so excited. Because they even mentioned in here that's they've been trying to get Toy Story since pretty much KH1, but because it's Pixar, it's even more difficult to get than the normal Disney shit. But it's it finally being in there is something that's so awesome. It feels like it should have happened a long time ago. So it finally being there is so awesome, and they look so pretty. They look so fucking pretty. It looks like it's straight out of a Pixar movie.
Which is good.
I'm so happy for this.
Yeah.
And one thing I kind of wanted to talk about, just for just because this isn't necessarily anything relevant, but I was thinking about this the other day in the shower. It's the journey getting to Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out in 2018. Because going back to how people are restless for KH3, I want y'all to take a journey with me.
Okay.
Back to
Boxes full of Nomura.
So I started playing Kingdom Hearts back in 2006 when KH2 was the newest game. So imagine you're at the end of KH2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get they open the letter.
Yeah.
Journey, going off. All right, we're gonna get a new journey one day. We get the Birth by Sleep secret ending. where it's like, okay, that's probably going to be KH3, right? Probably going to be more KH. About 2 years, there's nothing. And so you kind of think like, okay, maybe they're just kind of done with Kingdom Hearts, just kind of leave it at that. Maybe that's kind of like setting up, like, if they wanted something more, they will. Maybe they're just done with it. 2008, Rechain Memories comes out. It's like, okay, cool. They're not really, you know...
It's not dead yet.
Yeah, it's like they're still, you know, it seems like they don't really plan on continuing...
It's like, oh yeah, we're still alive.
They don't plan on continuing the story, which, like, I'd prefer more, but that's fine. But, you know, it's still cool they're still making more stuff, right? And then next year, Days comes out, right? Which is like, that's also like, okay, it's not continuing the story. It's going back.
I mean, you had to play as this garbage character.
I don't think anybody like that.
But it's like, it seems like, okay, it's not really progressing the story.
This cute anime girl on the
Jesus
cover.
Christ.
Who's that?
Never mind.
Anyway, continue.
But it's not really like progressing the story or anything, but like it's, you know, it's showing, you know, what was happening with Roxas before KH2 and everything. But it's like, okay, it's still more stuff, but it's not. Kingdom Hearts 3 still seems like doesn't exist, which is like the same thing. Like, okay, that's fine. They don't want to continue the story, but you know, okay. And then after that, Birth by Sleep comes out. And then that's like, we learn, okay, so the stuff at the end of KH2 wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3, it was Birth by Sleep, takes place 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1. So when it was coming out, it was kind of the same thing where it's like, okay, we're still just getting more prequel stuff that's adding on to making the story of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 all that much better. But then we finish Birth by Sleep and it's like, oh, they're setting up for more stuff happening later. And it's kind of like, okay, because the end of Birth by Sleep takes place after KH2, so it's kind of like, and they set it up to where it's like, okay, there's going to be more stuff happening, and then they go back to the whole letter situation, and so it's kind of like, okay, like stuff's going to be happening. Recoded comes out, and everyone's like, okay. Which it explained the letter, which was pretty awesome, because waiting from fucking 2006 to 2011 to learn what the letter was fucking sucked. Let me tell you, like, holy fucking shit. But you know, that's also kind of like, okay, it takes place after KH2. It's continuing the story. It may not be that great of a story.
It's okay,
but
Square Enix. We don't all bat 1,000.
it's like, it may not be that great of a story or that great of a game, but hey, you're continuing. That's good. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming soon, right? That's what it seems like it's setting up for. Gonna save everybody. Then Kingdom Hearts 3D is announced. Everyone's like, okay, what the fuck? And then once we learn, because originally the only thing we knew about it is that there was a game coming out called Kingdom Hearts 3D, and the only screenshots we had were with Sora and Riku in like their KH1 outfits. So everyone was like, is this just like a remake of KH1 on the 3DS? Like, what is this kind of thing? But then we learn more about it. It's like, okay, it's like Sora and Riku like taking their mark of mastery. Okay, it's actually expanding on the story. This seems like, you know, very much seems like, okay, we're building up to it. And then even before Dreamed Up Distance even came out, you can find interviews of them talking to people that worked on the game, saying like, yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming after this. Like, this is like, they'll mention, it's like, oh yeah, the stuff that we're working on now will, you know, help us for, you know, practice when we work on Kingdom Hearts 3 next. And everyone's like, okay, cool, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out. And then there was an interview with Nomura a little bit after Dreamed Up Distance came out. It was like, yes, the next game that comes out will be on a console. Everyone's like, okay, awesome, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 is announced. Everyone's like, okay.
Fuck you.
Like, everyone's like, okay, like, so...
It's on a console.
Yeah, and everyone's like, okay, like, this getting a bit, like, where the fuck's Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point? Like it was very exciting to be getting Final Mix in the US finally, because we've never had Final Mix in the US, so I was really excited about that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you weren't lying about the next one being on a console, but like,
damn.
I mean, it's like how I played Kingdom Hearts too.
Yeah,
so
and it's like, I'm very glad it happened.
Yeah.
But at the time, this is before they announced Kingdom Hearts 3. They said Dreamed Up Distance is out. The next game coming out is going to be on a console. They mentioned Kingdom Hearts 3 before. 1.5 comes out. Everyone's like, okay, like, But then a little bit after 1.5 is announced, probably like 6 months ish after probably it's announced, then Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally announced. That 2013. But everyone's finally like, okay, finally. And it's like, that's one of the reasons why, like, going back to why I don't think they announced it too early, because at that point everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, why am I still...
Everyone is dead.
Like, why am I still playing this game if you're just not going to make Kingdom Hearts 3? Which is why I'm glad they announced it that early, despite other people saying, oh, they announced it too early. It's like, no, everyone would have been way done by Kingdom Hearts if they, like, announced it now.
I think, too, even if they had announced it later, I mean, it's still Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, wouldn't you still have like freaked out? I mean, wouldn't have. I mean, you've been in it so long. Would you have fallen out? And
honestly, maybe. At that point, maybe. Because, like, it had been, like I said, building up that much to Kingdom Hearts 3, and then just, they make 1.5, they make 2.5, they make 2.8. It's like, I wouldn't expect, I would think that they just don't want to make it. And it'd be like a Half-Life 3 kind of thing. It's like, why would I, it'd be like if they made all of a sudden now, like, Half-Life 2.5. I'd be like, no, like, I'm not going to buy, like, why, who gives a shit, you know?
But maybe announcing it with a trailer at E3 wasn't the best idea. You think it would have been better if there'd just been like a blog post like, hey, I know you guys are mad, yes, we're making some
apology
stuff.
post.
Like, no, it's like, don't worry, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. Like,
I don't know.
It's now in development, like as it's meant to be used.
Yeah.
Like, instead of like, here's E3, here's a trailer, Kingdom Hearts 3, and then like, all right, it's 5 years later. 5 years later.
But I think the thing is, they mentioned at E3, they said this trailer was made with pre-rendered footage. This isn't actual gameplay. And at the end of the trailer, they just say now in development. That even to me, I was like, this game isn't coming out for like at least 2 years. Even when that was announced, I thought 2015 was like the earliest we were going to get it. You know, and so it's like I think it was very smart of them to announce it then, because me, the biggest Kingdom Hearts fanboy in the world, honestly probably would have fallen off of it, because like if they like, what if they like just announced it now? Sure, I'd be like. I'd be excited, but I don't know how excited I would be, because I might have completely fallen off of it by now. I might not have even gotten 2.8, because it's like I don't know.
By then it'd be too irrelevant.
Exactly, yeah. And so I'm glad they announced it when they did. But back to my original point.
Mm-hmm.
What I was saying is that, okay, so 2013, Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally announced. Cool, we know it's coming. Not anytime soon, but we know that it's coming, right? Then we know, it's kind of assumed like, okay, cool, next year is going to be 2.5. Like, that makes sense. 1.5 is coming out. I don't expect, there to not be 2.5. So, cool, next year's game is 2.5. Cool. And then everyone's like, so, next year Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Like, right? And then,
what a game's at?
Yeah.
What a video game's at?
That was around the time when they started to go dark on KH3. And everyone was kind of like, what's happening? Like, is this real? Like, what's going on? And then,
can I touch it?
Yeah, and then we,
I sexually identify as Kingdom Hearts 3.
And then, Unchained Key was announced and everything, and everyone was like, okay, like this, it exists, cool, whatever. And,
I refresh the App Store every single day for months and months.
And it comes out when you're not even in the country.
Yeah.
I played the Japanese version, I didn't know what was going on. It's all in weird text.
Yeah, well, so Unchained Key was the 2015, was pretty much the 2015 game for Kingdom Hearts, because like that was around the time when they were like, going dark and everything, but whatever. But then 2.8 is announced 2015 as well. And so that's kind of like, okay, so we know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is not coming out 2016. That's fine, but whatever. It's still we're getting more, and the fandom was kind of, depending on where you were in the fandom. If you were in the retarded side of the fandom, you were kind of like, what is this bullshit? Give us Kingdom Hearts 3. But I think for the most part, people understood that, like, okay, they are working on Kingdom Hearts 3. This isn't really detracting from Kingdom Hearts 3. This is just kind of like giving us something like, hey, we know you're waiting. Here's something else to tide you over, which I think was pretty cool.
Was it that comic? Like, all right, guys, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not coming here. Wait a minute, that's the cool thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so Operation, buy more time.
Yeah.
I think was a success. Fuck. That was supposed to be a joke.
A success.
But, yeah, that.
I agree. I think.
I think it was good.
0.2, we got a movie. It wasn't that great, but it was a movie.
Really wasn't.
The 0.2 was awesome, though, so it's fine.
That cover can go suck my dick. Jesus Christ. I'm so mad about that movie.
I made the popcorn. I sat down. I gave that movie 3 hours of my life. No, how
it was
long
1
was
hour.
It? I gave that movie, I had to download
60 minutes of my life.
It felt like 3 hours.
Down the drain, never to come back.
Ava's still best girl, though. But anyway, so at this point, it's like, okay, Kingdom Hearts 3, 2017, right? Then there's a year jump between 2.8 from 2018 and 2017 to 2016 and 2017. Everyone's like, oh shit. Like, ooh, like that. Because even though it was, technically you could say like that was supposed to be the 2016 game, that's still like that year jump could be bad, and
2.8 came out this
January.
This January, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And everyone was kind of like, ooh, like that could spell bad news for Kingdom Hearts. Which, and it's like, you know, at that point, it was kind of like, it's not coming out 2017. Like, okay, this kind of sucks, but like, you know, take your time, do what you gotta do. But it's still been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do. 1.5 plus 2.5 is announced. Everyone's like, okay, so it's not very much confirmed now. It's not coming out 2017. That's okay though. 12.5 plus 2.5 is cool.
PS4.
Yeah, we got everything on PS4.
Yeah.
That's cool. Still been a long time since KH3, but it's cool. So
this is good.
yeah. Now
We got
everything's
Toy
out.
Story.
No, but now everything's out, right? We got 1.5.
All the cards are on the table.
Everything's
Or
on
whatever it is.
PS4.
Everything's out. Union Cross is pretty much done with their as much promotion as they could do at this point after the rebranding and
You
everything.
just
which,
need the 5th floor teller, and then they're done.
yeah, and then they had much like you know shit they can do.
I stopped
They're
playing that game.
they're 1.5 plus 2.5 is out on PS4,
You can't make it's on 7 different consoles. You know, it's
Yeah.
all across that. You know,
which so it's like okay, so
You only need $50 on a dream.
35 now. I was at GameStop the other day. It's
Oh,
hella cheap.
it's on
yeah.
sale. Nice.
yeah, so we're cool. We got everything out now.
Mhm.
Everything's done. Nomura has said no more games. This is it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is next, and now they're going fucking ham on KH3, and it's like. The journey getting here was so long and difficult, but finally,
made it.
finally seeing that 2018 was so fucking satisfying after all this time of waiting so fucking long. To finally getting
The whole development team.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yes.
No, let's see what we got.
Kingdom.
There's just 3.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Imagine the script for the longest time just said now in development. Like they
Yeah.
had sheets upon sheets.
It's like
of now
really
in
fancily
development.
drawn now in development. What we got
Nomura
so
had to
far.
announce to everybody, all right, it's coming out 2018. And then it was like his creation juice is just like ignited, fueled by fandom screams.
Yeah.
Break
wrote the
time.
Yes.
No more on vacation.
Time to go work on Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. But
15-2.
But I'm. It's one of those things where it's like I've always been one of those like I've always defended them, saying like take your time, do what you got to do to make it great. And honestly, from what it seems like, it's gonna pay off. Which I'm really happy. This game looks fucking fun as shit.
You think there'll be DLC or any kind of like updates?
Funny you mentioned that.
Speaking
Let
of
me
DLC, Dante.
let me look at my
DLC.
Or is like Kingdom Hearts 3 gonna be the full package?
I kind of.
Okay,
I wouldn't mind a
Usually
little
I
bit
think,
of DLC.
I would think that they would.
I wouldn't care as much, just so long as the season pass doesn't cost more than the actual game.
Yeah, don't
Fire Emblem.
EA.
on
Kingdom Hearts 3 powered by EA.
a quote from Nomura on DLC.
DLC.
On DLC, nothing is set in stone, and I'm afraid we can't go into details, but I have told the team, just be prepared to accommodate for something like that. We can't suddenly develop a system where we're accommodating for downloadable content. So it's not confirming or denying either way, but just so that the development team will be prepared, I have informed them of making the preparations. So it's possible, he said.
Just in case.
I think too, with now that we know there's going to be a less amount of worlds,
Uh-huh.
granted we know they're going to be longer and more meaty.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they throw a couple more worlds in there in DLC. I mean, assuming that it was like these were worlds that we couldn't make by our deadline. Here's some DLC in 8 months or a year.
When the release of Wreck-It Ralph 2, they'll have the Wreck-It Ralph characters come in.
I kind of like. I don't know about that, honestly. Maybe if they're returning worlds, I'd be more okay with it. Like, say, okay, we don't have Agrabah here, but it's like, hey, here's Agrabah DLC. I don't want it to be
Jar
like,
Jar
say...
DLC.
I don't want it to be like, say, a Zootopia DLC, I would rather them save Zootopia for a future Kingdom Hearts game than have it be the first time we see it is in DLC, I think it'd be best to have Kingdom Hearts 3 be a game to where, like I said, if they do have it be, Agrabah DLC or something, that's fine. But I would prefer Kingdom Hearts 3 to be a game to where it's like you just need to buy the base game and that's it, and you got the whole story, everything. Because like say if, like I said, I'm just gonna keep using Agrabah as an example because it's in every fucking Kingdom Hearts game pretty much. But like,
It's time to stop.
yeah, Yeah, but fucking mention Olympus. Literally, the only game Olympus Coliseum isn't in is Dream Drop Distance. So yeah, but
That's because they're asleep.
They're doing something different in 3 though, so I'm more okay with it. But like, say so, Agrabah. Like, I don't think Agrabah is gonna build much on like the KH3 story. If they go back to Agrabah again in like Kingdom Hearts 4 or Kingdom Hearts 3.5, whatever comes out after 3, you know, if they go back to Agrabah afterward, that, you know, being in the like them going there, Kingdom Hearts 3 really isn't going to have an impact on it because they've already met them beforehand. But say Zootopia, for example, say that, you know, the first time never been in Kingdom Hearts before, that's DLC. But then they go back there in Kingdom Hearts 4. It's like if you didn't buy the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 to understand it, it's like you're not gonna know how they know each other and such, you know. Which I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, the same can be said as like if you don't play like Unchained Key or something, or you didn't buy, you didn't play 0.2 or play 2.8, you wouldn't know.
Well, that's a whole fucking game.
Yeah, but
that's different than DLC, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, 0.2 could be kind of it was like low key DLC because I mean. That's what we bought 2.8 for.
Yeah, that's true.
No one. I mean, we also bought it because we thought, you know, the movie
back cover would be good.
We thought back cover was going to be good, but like, no. I mean, I'm sure there. I mean, we were all excited to get the Dream Drop Distance remake, but no one was out there like, oh man, I'm buying this game only to replay Dream Drop Distance.
Well, even like if say you're getting into Kingdom Hearts for the first time, it's like you still need to play Dream Drop Distance in order to understand the full story. So like
Dream Drop Distance is actually incredibly important.
Yeah,
that's weirdly enough
one of the most important.
It's gonna be interesting how they get to introduce new players into this game.
Oh yeah, well that pretty much at this point it's you buy 1.5 plus 2.5, you buy 2.8. It's like there you go.
And
if you're like extremely strapped for cash, you just buy 2.8 because Dream Drop Distance has summaries. But
they're shitty summaries.
I would really not like someone's first Kingdom Hearts game to be Dream Drop Distance.
No,
please,
it should not, because I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1, I think, whether, like, say, if you were to skip over any Kingdom Hearts game, I think the only one, like, say, like, it doesn't matter, like, if you're gonna, like, just watch the cutscenes or, like, of everything or something, the one that you, if you're gonna, like, you know, play them, I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is probably the most important one to actually play, because it sets up everything so well. Like, it sets up the world extremely well. It sets up the gameplay for every single other game in the series is based off of KH1 in some way. It's built upon it and maybe changes it in a way, but it's all based upon KH1. And I think that KH1 is if you're going to start Kingdom Hearts, I think that you pretty much have to start on KH1, you know? It's like, I think that's just really, really important to...
Yeah, and also it's less weird to see Haley Joel Osment grow older.
Yeah.
My friends are my power. My friends are my power.
Yeah, but so I think that pretty much buy 1.5 plus 2.5 is like, what is it, like $35 at this point?
I think that's what I saw for. I'm assuming maybe it was on sale.
It was probably like a temporary sale, but
still
$50 at least, or at the most.
I'm sure it's down to like at least 40 at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so buy 1.5 plus 2.5 for like $40. Buy 2.8 for like $50, however much it is now.
And then spend a year of your life until Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
Yep.
And then you'll be good.
Yeah. But so
not bad.
It's like, honestly, but yeah, I think that it's not that bad. I mean, there's a lot of fucking games, but like, I think that if each game consecutively had a number, it wouldn't be as confusing. But because it's chain of memories divided by days, recoded,
358 over 2 days.
Yeah, it makes stuff more confusing.
Technically, we're on like Kingdom Hearts 10.
Oh yeah,
something.
Yeah, but we've.
Have they ever made it to the Kingdom of Hearts?
Nope.
We still don't even know what it is.
We don't know what Kingdom Hearts is. We know it's pretty much the source of all light in the world.
That's what one guy says. Another guy says that it's the source of all darkness. Another guy says it's the source of all hearts. I don't even know. I'm getting a bunch of conflicting sources, and like 2 of those sources are from the same guy, except in 2 different forms.
What if the real Kingdom Hearts was the friends we made along the way?
Maybe it is.
Everyone always jokes that like we're gonna get to Kingdom Hearts, there's just gonna be a mirror. It's like you were Kingdom Hearts is inside you all along.
Kingdom Hearts is inside me.
Master Chief. It's a helmet. It's another helmet.
They knew.
There's gonna be a big gate on a lock, and so I was like, "It can't get in. I don't have a key."
Darn. Oh well, let's go home. But I think that but I think they did a good job. What?
I'm just counting all the Kingdom Hearts games.
There is, I think, 11 at this point. But anyway, one thing that I thought was pretty cool with the trailer that not many people are talking about is that you're fighting Heartless Nobodies at the same time in Twilight Town. I mean, because we've never fought them at the same time. We've fought nobody like in the same world and such, and we've seen them fighting each other, but we've never actually fought them at the same time. And presumably they're working together now because we got Ansem and Xemnas in the same fucking room, and everything. So
they're sitting on opposite ends, like
yeah. Usually it was like the organization was controlling the nobodies.
Talking and then
yeah. In KH2 it was the organization was controlling the nobodies, whereas Maleficent was controlling the Heartless. So it was like they were conflicting.
Maleficent's a little bit out of the picture now. She's just kind of doing her own thing.
Actually,
she's looking for a suitcase.
She's looking for Lucius' box, whatever that means. Yeah. What's in the box?
But even
I'm in the box.
Nomura actually talked about that. He pretty much said that Maleficent and Peter are kind of like doing their own thing. Like they're not really affiliated or against the organization or Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Like they like even if like they meet Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they'll just be like, "Yo, what's up?" And like they're not like trying to fight them or anything this time. They're just kind of like
they're not actively trying to kill them.
Yeah, they're just kind of like doing the same thing with the organization. Like they're not affiliated with them, but they're not against them. They're doing their own thing, looking for the box, whatever the fuck. We know they're looking for the Book of Prophecies beforehand. We learned that in Recoded, and then now we know that they're looking for whatever's in the box too. So they played Unchained Key. Like they know what's going on.
They watched back cover and screamed at how
they watched
of a movie it was.
Yeah, they watched back cover. They know what's up, but
they don't know everything.
Yeah, like they I think it's really cool how and I hope we have a lot of that. We're fighting multiple different enemies at the same time. Like if we get presumably if Unversed come back, if Vanitas
Sora uses darkness, Vanitas is coming back probably.
Well, I think it's just more time travel stuff that's happening than because I mean Sora using darkness. Vanitas is more connected to Ven than Sora. I don't really. He looks like Sora, but that's just because Sora's connected to Ven. So Vanitas is more of the other half of Ven than Sora. I just assume.
Then again, Sora's heart is a prison.
Well, I just assume that Vanitas...
Or a hotel, depends on how you look at it.
I just assume that Vanitas...
It is literally a prison.
I just assume that Vanitas is going to come back the same way that, Young Zane or Ansem and Xemnas are back. Like, they're dead, but they're back because time travel. So I'm pretty sure...
Alright. It's going to then walks in, why are you back? Because time travel.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be... It's going to be the same thing.
Have a nice day.
But I think that's really cool because we've never fucking fought Heartless Nobodies at the same time. Like I said, we've seen them fight each other, and we fought them, in the same world in separate areas, but we've never actually fought them at the same time, and I'm curious to see how it they go together because they both have extremely different fighting styles. So I'm excited to see how.
Well, I mean, Team Attack is off, so
yeah. And another little thing that I noticed that I was kind of I appreciate that it was the second time we've ever seen Donald and Goofy summon their weapon, and it doesn't just either it's there or it isn't there, because normally in every Kingdom Hearts game, if they have their weapon on screen, either when it cuts to them, they have their weapon, then it'll cut away, and then it cuts back, they don't have their weapon. It just kind of pops out of nowhere. And whereas now, but then in Birth by Sleep, during a cutscene at one point, they kind of summon their weapon the same way that Sora summons his Keyblade. And I think it was kind of one of those things where it's they realized that it didn't really make sense. They just kind of pulled it out of their ass kind of thing. And so then they're like, okay, we can actually have it be it's a magical weapon that they can summon the same way that Sora summons the Keyblade. And so in the trailer, in the Toy Story world, we actually saw Donald at least actually summon his wand. It's okay, cool. They're actually rolling with that. I appreciate that because it always kind of, it didn't necessarily bother me, but it was always kind of a thing where it's every now and then I was okay, where does it come from? Is it, because Sora, he makes it a thing how he can, summon, with the Keyblade, that's the whole thing, you can actually summon the Keyblade in your hand, whereas Donald and Goofy is they're not necessarily,
they're cartoon characters.
Yeah. We didn't necessarily know that they were magical weapons, so it was when they just kind of
key to my heart.
When they just kind of pulled it out of, when they actually just kind of pulled it out of nowhere, it was kind of where does it go? But
it's like Sora with the cards and
oh yeah.
It's all up there. He's got a whole Yu-Gi-Oh deck in his ass. He's just kind of pulling it all out.
Say goodbye to Exodia.
Yeah, and another going back to just keep going with little things I really liked in the trailer is I don't know why I liked this so much, but we saw a save point on Olympus Coliseum.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just kind of cool because it helps for me at least realize oh shit, this is an actual game. Because with the trailers we see bits and pieces of it cut up and stuff, but
they're vertical slices.
Yeah, and it's
vertical screens.
It helps you realize oh shit, it brought me back to like 0.2. It's like we're actually gonna be playing this. This is actually a whole game we're gonna play from start to finish. This is really fucking cool.
I don't like the idea of save points though. Ugh.
What?
I've always save point. I've always preferred when a game just lets me save whenever.
Kingdom Hearts doesn't do that, though.
I know, but a man can dream that they know I have a busy life and I can't sit down for.
What if you forget to save?
But it's like, because what I mean, I don't mean like, oh, I'm happy they have save points. It's a icon of Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah,
the swirling save point is what I'm talking about. Like actually seeing that and be like, oh shit, like that's a thing that's in Kingdom Hearts. This is a Kingdom Hearts game. I'm actually gonna sit down and play one day. Like that, wrapping my head around that is pretty awesome. Yeah, and even I'm going back to other just awesome things in the trailer is comparing when Sora uses the double arrow guns from now to 2015. It looks so much better. It has improved so fucking much from 2015. Like if you got like a side by side between a screenshot of him holding them in 2015 to now, it's like it looked insanely better. And also they have it They kind of do the same thing like with Drive, where his clothes change as well. So like his clothes, like they turn blue.
He learns to revel in the joy of the death of his enemies.
Yeah. So the same thing with Drive, in Wisdom form, clothes turn blue. Same thing with double arrow gun. But it's like it just goes to show how much they have improved from 2015, and they're not just sitting on their asses doing nothing. Like they are making it a point to make this game fucking awesome. It looks so good, and I'm so happy that they're going all out with it. And there have been, I have a lot of shit here with Nomura interviews. One thing that I think we were all expecting, and it was pretty funny how it was announced like 5 seconds after the trailer came out, is that we're getting the Bring Arts toys of the Toy Story version of Sword All
the reaction literally every 2 seconds here. Merch. So like, we all knew that was coming.
I just thought that was funny how it was announced like 5 seconds after we went on Twitter. We're like, yep, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah. And then they have a Guardian form Sora, which is pretty cool too.
Didn't see that coming.
But yeah, I thought that was I just thought that was funny because it's like we expected.
I mean, they're gonna be expensive as shit, but
yeah. Well, the Bring Arts aren't. Those are like the cheaper, not as good versions.
Well, then I'll actually buy them maybe.
Yeah. But then
yeah, I mean, I'll see them at a convention and then go, I'll get that, and then in 2 days I'll be like, oh man, I'm out of money.
Yeah. But another cool thing that a lot of people have been talking about is that he was asked about KH3 coming to the Switch.
Oh yes,
which
I saw this.
He said that it's a possibility, but they don't want to, like, if they do make it, it won't be until after it comes out for the PS4 and Xbox One. Like,
he basically was just like, look, we've already announced these 2 things. Don't be mad at us. We're not saying anything.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool.
Yeah. Because he kind of mentioned, like, he doesn't really want to do a whole, like, 1.5 plus 2.5 thing again. Like, he doesn't want to be like, oh yeah, we're doing this too along with it. And it's like, I very much understand that. Yeah. Like, finish what you got now, and it's like, after that, if you want to pour it to other stuff, cool. And
well, in all honesty, I mean, I don't, as someone who, I have a Switch, I think I'd still play it on the PS4. I mean, maybe I'd get it.
You said before you probably get it on the Switch.
I mean, maybe I would, just because...
Assuming they came out at the same time.
Yeah. But like... being able to, I guess the Switch you can throw it up on the big screen too, so maybe I would get on the Switch. But I think I'm glad that they're just doing these 2 things. I think because didn't he say too? It was just like, and he said Switch, but he also said like other platforms too. So maybe like PC would be like an interesting thing.
He didn't mention what he said was he was asked about 1.5 plus 2.5 and 2.8 coming to Xbox One because KH3 is the only game that's been on Xbox ever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like out of left field. And he was asked, is there a possibility for 1.5 to 2.5 and 2.8 to come to Xbox One as well? And he said that, if it did, the same thing with the Switch, it would come after KH3, but it's less likely because apparently in Japan, the Xbox is like not popular at all.
Yeah, no one plays Xbox in Japan.
Yeah, and even in America, no one does anymore. Yeah. But
sucks to be you, Xbox.
Yeah, but honestly, fuck. But like,
stickers.
but it's like that's for me as someone that does not own an Xbox One and owns a PS4. I don't give a shit, and I don't own the Switch either. So same thing.
For a solid 2 weeks, I owned the Xbox,
and then you sold it.
I was like, fuck this, and I returned it to Amazon
because like,
my dad got an Xbox for Christmas, and it sat there. And it sat there. And it sat there.
It's a box.
It has an X on it.
Yep. And it's like,
and then it disappeared. I don't know what happened to it.
and it's
His
like
Stormy thing
the
is
360 is awesome. I'll give it the 360. I love the 360 more than the PS3, but PS4 and Xbox One is no comparison. But like, it's same thing as like, sure, like I think it'd be cool, give it more people have access to Kingdom Hearts. But at the same time, it's like, who cares?
Kingdom Hearts for PC.
I
agree. Yes,
yeah,
please.
Kingdom Hearts for PC would be really, because then we could watch everyone die in glorious 4K this time.
yeah. Not me.
Who else will I have ice cream with and holding an invisible thing?
At the same time, I'm worried because Square is known for doing really shitty PC ports. Yeah. Like, it's funny. The other day, I was looking through reviews for Final Fantasy VII on Steam. I have yet to find a negative review that is about the game itself being bad. Oh. It's only because the ports suck. Like, literally, I'm not kidding. I spent probably around 15 minutes reading reviews for Final Fantasy VII, and they were all saying, the game is awesome, this port sucks, buy it on PS1. Which is like, so they're known for making really shitty ports, and so it's for the PC at least.
The Final Fantasy IX port was actually pretty good.
Really?
You're just asking people to emulate your game.
Yeah.
It's like...
But, I mean, like, whatever, like, it'd be nice to have it on PC as well. But
well, it's probably because they just like made Final Fantasy IX for the PC. They didn't like do anything else before that, so they didn't like take the PS1 version so like for example, Final Fantasy VII has been ported multiple times. They didn't take like one of those previous ports and then stick it on PC like they did with 5 and 6. And it's really... Dude,
those were fucking... The phone version on the Steam, that was bad.
I almost bought those on the phone.
Like, no, like...
They did it with...
on Steam. They took the phone version and put it on Steam. Like, those are the versions you buy on Steam.
Yeah. So, like, it's 3, 4, 5, and 6 are actually just the phone versions stuck on Steam.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, at least put the DS version. Like, fucking Christ.
Oh, my God.
I'm a little interested why they couldn't just... I know that they said that everyone would freak out if they put the collections on Xbox, and obviously I don't care, I don't have an Xbox, but I mean, there's studios out there that will port your games for you. I don't see why they couldn't just, I mean, I'm sure money, but like, they couldn't just give it to one of them, be like, here you go, put it on Xbox. I mean, obviously some people would freak out, but if they were just like, yo, we're doing our own thing, it's over there, kind of like...
Pay attention to that if you want.
I think it's also the same thing how like Nomura said like Xbox isn't a thing really in Japan. Like pretty much like he said like people in Japan are like we don't want Xbox. So it's like I don't think they probably wouldn't make enough profit off of it. Honestly, like say like I said if
investment.
If like you said they pay someone else to port it to the Xbox. The same thing where it's like okay they pay them but do they make that money back now from sales? Probably not because I don't know how well 1.5 plus 2.5 did, but I'm assuming it didn't do amazingly because I mean they just released them like a year beforehand. So I'm assuming they didn't do amazingly. And Kingdom Hearts is a very much like a staple to the PlayStation. So I imagine if it was put out on the Xbox, even in America, it probably wouldn't do that well. So same thing in Japan, it would probably do even shittier. Yeah. So
I mean, I'm sure it's only going on Xbox because like the bean counters is Square Enix.
Oh
like you can make we'll make an extra $20.
Yeah, that's $20 more bucks. One more person, not even the full price of fucking the game.
A third of the disc.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Maybe like Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah. Well, 13
works for the GameCube.
Yep.
The 13's multiple discs.
Yeah, but another interesting thing that was talked about was multiple playable characters. Nomura was talking about, which
he said about one more.
Yeah, so he said that it would be hard to have many multiple characters. Like, so there's not going to be like an implementation of like a bunch of different ones.
That's
but he said that there is going to be one other one. So
is it where you can transition from them, or is it going to be later in the storyline?
I'm like hoping it's Kairi, but it might be like what we've been saying before, like young Ericus, and we'll pull like Kingdom Hearts 2, and we'll go through the tutorial with Ericus. But I want it to be Kairi just to do the tutorial because we'll be learning with her. That kind of stuff.
Ooh, that actually would be kind of cool. Now
I
that
never
think
realized
about it.
that.
Like Kairi and Lee in training, and you play it.
Kairi or Lee, like one of those two.
I'd prefer to play as Kairi.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I want to play as Go Kairi.
Yeah, like because both of them have never used their Keyblades before. Well, Kairi's kind of used hers, but
for like 5 seconds in cage too.
Yeah. Sweet, throw that under the rug. And then Lee's never used his Keyblade. Yeah. And then we, the player, have never played Kingdom Hearts 3. So this is basically almost completely new to us.
Mm-hmm.
So and
size 2.8.
And didn't Nomura say something about like wanting to bring new people in with Kingdom Hearts 3?
Kind of.
At
He
some
says that for
level-
every game, but
But
like
that's gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be really difficult. But like, just in case for those new players, you know,
What's
we
his
have these
name?
guys. Yeah, what's his name?
Like Gladys. Here's the instructions for how to do this test.
there. Remember what I said in slow motion?
She didn't even say the freaking like the instructions. She quoted Moby Dick.
Yeah. Remember what I said in slow motion.
But yeah, it'd be really cool just like to learn with playing Kyrie. You know?
That'd be cool, yeah.
That'd be cool. I mean, I think they would. That'd be cool, but I think it's just with all the shit they're adding to Sora, I think you'd probably intro as Sora just because like I don't see Kyrie pulling out 2 water guns or like.
I kind of imagine you. I don't think they'll have that in like the tutorial. I think you'll kind of like learn those along the way.
Yeah,
plays Roxas again.
That'll happen at the very, very end. If that does happen.
Nah, they
that
just kind of bring
guy.
Roxas back in the first like 5 minutes.
He just kind of appears like, "Yo, what up?"
and then he dies again.
Again.
What new character you get to play? It's just Roxas.
Okay, but because I've said this many times, I don't want multiple different ones. Which I'm happy that I just whacked my screen. I'm happy that he said there's only going to be one other one. But I'm worried about what it's gonna be because I've said before, like I don't want like a whole thing where it's like I'm like I said before, I'm glad that because presumably it seemed like 0.2 was gonna be like in Kingdom Hearts 3, like that was gonna be a whole thing, and I'm kind of glad that it isn't because I don't want to be playing through fucking Kingdom Hearts 3 like I'm halfway through the game or something, then all of a sudden it's like now I'm playing as like Ven or some shit for some reason, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to do that.
It's just it's just a play style change for me, like because Dream Drop Distance was like more okay. I was more okay with because they played so similarly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, from a far off standpoint, that's like, oh come on. But like from a gameplay standpoint, it's like it's a really good smooth transition, even though Riku's counter sucks.
Yeah, smooth because they're like, here you go, you're changing now.
Yeah, you don't got no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like. Other than that, like you still kind of feel comfortable playing the other character.
Yeah, it's not a drastic. It's not like you're switching from like Terra to Ven or something.
Yeah,
like dropping that would kill you.
Like Terra like one shots a Heartless, it takes Ven like 5 hits. And you're like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
I think, well, from what I've read a little bit of it, I think everyone's saying they want Kyrie, but they think it's gonna be Riku, and I honestly. I don't know if I want to play as Riku just because we've already done it in Dream Drop Distance and
2.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
for 5 seconds, but you know it still counts.
Yeah, and Chain of Memories.
Yeah. So we've had our Riku time. I mean, I love Riku. He's my favorite character.
Favorite Vocaloid.
Hatsune Riku.
But I just think I want Kyrie too. I think my prediction, my hope is Kyrie.
Yeah.
Ideal.
I kind of like. I don't know. I do think Kyrie would be really cool, especially have like Kyrie and Lee in training together. I think that'd be really funny.
Beat up Lee.
But at the same time, it's like I do kind of think it'd be cool to still have young Xehanort and young Ericus in the beginning, especially just to see like because I at least think it'd probably be you'd be playing as young Xehanort. I think at least
that'd be pretty symbolic and stuff.
Yeah. And it's like
before he became like a sad man.
Yeah, before he became
place
bald.
in the keyboard war. Keyblade war.
What if it ends with him becoming bald?
That's he loses all his hair. Yeah.
Then he joined his bald brothers.
Yeah. But I think I think if I have to make a prediction, I do think it'll be playing as young Xehanort, and I think that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like I do think Kyrie or Lee would be really fucking cool. But I don't know. I don't know which one I want more. I think they're probably. At least I need to sit down and think about it. But I think they're kind of like on equal footing of like cool to me. Which one is the top tier cool? Yeah, because I mean, like you said, playing as young Xehanort at the beginning would be really symbolic and just really like holy shit kind of thing.
We've come this far.
Yeah, but then also at the same time, like I feel like because I think that they could actually have like a whole like Roxas kind of thing where it's like a couple hours of actually playing as him in the intro. Mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like if it's Kyrie or Lee, it'll just be like a 10-minute tutorial thing. It won't be like a whole entire level. And it's like I think that if they're gonna add in a whole new character for assuming this is for the intro, by the way, for all we know, it could be like 10 hours into the game, all of a sudden you go play as somebody.
Yeah.
Which
I
don't
you're
want.
playing as Donald for the rest of the game.
Which I don't want that. But assuming, just for the sake of this conversation, that we're talking about in the intro, you play somebody else, I think that it'd be hard to make an entire level out of them training with Merlin, considering in KH1 training with Merlin was a minigame and all I did was throw furniture at you. And so it's like, I don't know, I think that, yeah. So I if they can do it well, that'd be cool.
This is Kyrie and Lee just getting furniture thrown 24/7.
Yeah.
It's going to be Oswald.
I want Oswald in KH3, by the way. I really do. That'd be really cool.
I know, like the organization or something.
Yeah.
I think it's Mickey, but it's Oswald.
Yeah. I don't know if...
It was me, Mickey!
I don't think they will, but I think they could do some really cool shit with Oswald in Kingdom Hearts 3.
They should do like the paint... What was that?
Epic Mickey?
Epic Mickey, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oswald just uses the paintbrush.
They could... There's some potential with Oswald, especially with how heavily Mickey is involved with the story. There's a lot of potential.
Because Oswald could very, very easily serve as foil to Mickey as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, emphasize each other's character traits. And then, like, see you, like, good Mickey and then bad Mickey. But, like, it's Oswald.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential, which was kind of wasted on Epic Mickey. But that's a whole other conversation, which I can rant about for an hour. But... how am I going on for? I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap up. People are divided on this. I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. The Gummy Ship is making its return in a number title because it's number title.
Okay.
So he said that how it makes its return or what has become of it we can't reveal, but because it's number title, the Gummy Ship's coming back. People are kind of like divided on this. What do you guys think? You too, Dante.
The fuck is a gummy ship? I right now in my head is imagining a ship, like a spaceship made of gummy.
You're almost there. Yeah. You're actually almost there.
Replace gummies with Legos, and then you got it. But they're called gummy for some reason. But it's how they get around to different worlds. It's a ship that's basically made out of Legos.
It's Sora's pussy mobile, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes it really easy to visualize that.
It's how they get around from world to world. And in KH1, in both KH1 and KH2, they had segments where you would play in the gummy ship.
Basically knockoff Galaga.
Is it like the car from Final Fantasy?
Kinda, but a lot different. So think of it
with
like
guns.
So yeah, so like in KH1, it was hands down the worst part of the game. So like say, all right, so you just left Traverse Town, I'm going to Agrabah. You have to play like a 5-minute segment of you sitting in a ship, just holding X really, because that's all you fucking do. You just go shoot.
At least in Final Fantasy, when they drove, I could check Twitter. I could on my phone for 2 minutes. This one I had to sit there and hold X and.
Yeah.
And then all right,
looking math blasters.
But then they did the same thing in KH2, but it was actually really fucking fun. And so they actually
if they make it fun, then fine.
Yeah.
If they're not fun, then I'm not fine.
Yeah.
We just have to see when the game comes out. Then
broken facial animations flying towards you.
I'll give you a solid answer because, like, I'm very neutral on the gummy ship. Mm-hmm. Just like as long as I'm having fun, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 5-hour transition from you getting up and then going over. Oh, wrong place.
Yeah. Because I've even in KH1, even though it was so fucking boring and I really don't like it, I appreciate the way they had, because with that, it actually made it seem like there was distance between the worlds. Whereas if you look at like
really emphasize that world order thing.
Yeah, because if you look at like Birth by Sleep, all you do is you go on a skateboard and a flying skateboard and you zoom your way over to the next world and that's it.
It's like skateboard.
Yeah, and so it's like it doesn't feel like the worlds are disconnected from each other. It just kind of feels like, okay, I just left Beast Castle, let me hop on my space skateboard and drive over to fucking,
the internet would jump on a keyboard.
That's what it looks like, honestly. It looks like that.
Surfing the web.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of like, it took away from, like I said, the world order thing, which adds on to, I won't talk about this in this podcast, but the fact that young Xehanort isn't a toy is really funny. But
that's true.
But I like the fact that the gummy ship at least make it seem like that there's distance between worlds, and it's not. Although they are all connected in some Magical Kingdom Hearts way, they are all very disconnected from each other, and it's like these are completely separate worlds that don't know of each other's existence.
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't get if like you had a little like a scene of basically Sora making the jump to hyperspace. Mm-hmm. Like it wouldn't get the exact same point across, but it would also make the point like, all right, he's got to engage his hyperdrive to get there. Yeah. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like you, Joe. I'm kind of neutral in the gummy ship. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna buy Kingdom Hearts 3 now because the gummy. Can't play it because the gummy ship's in there. But I never really enjoy. I mean, obviously in KH1 I thought it was boring as shit, and then in KH2 it was like, all right, this is fun, but like I could live without it too. So I think, I mean, that it's in there. It's like all right, cool. I mean, but I would if it wasn't in there, I'd be like, all right, cool. So yeah,
and make the Kessel run in
4.5 seconds or however much, 13 parsecs or whatever. But like
13 parsecs. That's really far.
But I think that I'm happy they're back. Myself. Some people are pissed. Some people are happy. Some people don't give a shit. Which I don't think it's a big deal. Like if it wasn't there, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is bullshit. They didn't bring the other shit back. But I'm happy that it's back, kind of a thing. Where it's like it's not. It wouldn't be ruined if it wasn't there. But I'm not over the moon that it is there, but I am happy that it is there.
Especially considering that they're revamping everything, Kingdom Hearts 3, and that
I'm pretty confident that it's going to be at least fun.
I mean, they're not going to go. Hopefully, they're not going to go back to Kingdom Hearts 1 gummy chips. I mean, they know that was.
We
bad.
Can't go backwards, Zach.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it.
What we do is go back.
At this point,
it's not recoded. We don't take steps back after that.
All they do is fix the world border. Wow, I'm fucking goofy. That's literally a joke in KH1. It accidentally says world border instead of order. Fuck me.
Order.
But all they literally do is fix the barriers between the worlds and then break them and then fix them again, then break them. Right now we're breaking them because so KH1. They were broken down because of Ansem, and so we were able to traverse with no problem. So then at the end of KH1, we fixed them. KH2, we're breaking them down again because we need to go look for shit. At the end of KH2, everything's fixed. Now we're breaking them down again because we need to go traverse again. So it's like, we
only put them up when it's convenient for us. We're like, all right, we want to stay at home right now.
And then Ansem breaks it down. No.
That's one thing that actually really kind of bothered me in Birth by Sleep is Eric is just like, Jensen has taken down the barriers between the worlds. Like, you can't just do that! That was the whole thing in KH2. That was like the whole fucking thing is we're breaking them down. We had to go like save the whole world and Sora had to find something in his heart to go unlock like 2 other worlds. Jensen's just like, the barriers are unlocked. Like, you can't just do that shit!
Jensen doesn't even stand up from his chair. He's just, alright, they're all dead.
Like, why did he do that in KH2? Like, that was the whole But anyway. Well, we've been going on for a while. We have so much more to talk about, so we have a lot of stuff to continue to talk about.
To be continued
in our next episodes. But anyway, thank you all for joining us in episode 28 of Sea Salt Podcast. Join us next time where we continue on this huge ass list of shit to talk about because I doubt we can finish it in the next one. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Woo. Bye everybody.
Bye.
I've added a lot to this conversation, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you were good. I'm glad you were here.
Okay.
Yeah, here let's transfer this.
I still don't know what a Kingdom Hearts is.
Honestly, Dante, we don't.